you love it. And that's building a business. You got to have people try the product. So the other one was just asking people to take a look. Keep it so simple. Do you want to take a look at this? So in whatever language, you know the language, there's lots of information on that, and people can help you with like conversations. But like the other one is just take a look. You're asking people to say, hey, can you take a look at this? This might really speak to you. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it does. Keep it super simple and just ask them to take a look at something that they might benefit from. And then the other one is personal growth, pillar number 4, personal growth. And they're saying 10 minutes a day, whatever that is for you, things that you may struggle with, 10 minutes of inspiration. I always had a hard time fitting that stuff in. I'm not a huge reader, so I was like, oh, okay, well, if I have to read, they're telling me to read 10 pages a day. Don't make it so about that. You know, if the 10 minutes a day is listening to a Learn and Burn, or 10 minutes of, you know, reading something inspirational, whatever it is that's your 10 minutes personal growth, just don't lie to yourself about it, and like do it consistently, because you're going to grow into a better person. It's a win-win situation. So then the other one was to promote events. Promoting events, getting your team excited for events, getting your team and people on your team there, because it's huge. I mean, those things are game changers. They really are, because it gets people like, oh, wow, like other people can do this. You should have seen the new regional vice presidents up there. And there was people that have been in Arbonne for 5, 6, 7 years and didn't quite get how to do it and kind of had their head in it. And my guess is that if you guys are still kind of plugging in and like, you know, using the product or offering the product here and there where you can, or thinking about the business and do this, you still want it. You see value in it. So it's okay. It doesn't matter if you haven't been like super active or doing this or that. Just do what you can. And getting yourself to those events or even going online are massive, because that does build belief. Build belief in yourself, builds belief in the industry and all of those amazing things. And you can do it your way, whatever way you feel comfortable with, which is what I'm learning 5 years into the business, that I don't have to be that other person, and I'm stopping comparing myself to others, because that is you know, unnecessary. And a lot of the times when you actually go to these events and then you hear about some other things going on in other people's businesses, I would not want anybody else's business. Truly, truly, like I love our team. So I'm happy. I'm starting to be really happy from where we are and where we're going. And it's just it was just an amazing experience. So the other thing about social media, that was a huge tip. One of the girls was talking about how she's kind of unfollowed people. And I've heard that before, but it didn't kind of sink in the way it did this time. So I was like, oh, I don't want to unfollow people. And like, you know, I am always curious about their life or whatever. But start to even unfollow for like 30 days, like snooze them. You can actually, when you click on the right-hand side, you can actually snooze them for 30 days. They don't know, don't worry. But it's really good, because then what happens, it's not just that then if you don't see value in some things that people are posting, or you're kind of getting annoyed by it, or you pay attention to how you're feeling. And if it's not serving you in any way, just, you know, just unfollow them. It's very quick. And then what happens is something amazing. Oh, it was Rosalind that was talking about this. She's like, it was incredible. Literally, it's universal. Like the universe then starts to attract other people that are bringing you value. And of course the algorithms and all of that stuff, I don't quite understand. No one seems to these days, but it opens up space for you to connect with other people. And then there's people popping up on her profile that she hasn't even thought of. And she's like, how did I not think of that with that person to talk about the product or the business? How did I not think about that? So it's really interesting. So then it'll open up some more networks. And they also talked about, Helena de Brun talked about how she really wanted to, you know, she tries to fit it in. She tells her story about how she used to hate people, like literally just kind of felt like an introvert and didn't want to be around people. And I know some of you guys can relate to that. And sometimes like I need my own space. Like I've realized very, very much that I need to decompress, and I'm like a huge energy person, like around feeling other people's energy. So I need to be like, whew, I need some time like alone, away from people. Like I need to do that for self-care. So there's a lot of things that I'm just starting to accept about myself. And hearing other people's stories is helpful for that, to know like, it's okay. Like I can figure this out on my own around what I need. So anyways, she was talking, who was I on to? Was it, obviously I'm getting tired. Yes, she was talking about like getting, moving space and unfollowing people, and it was okay. So those are just some things I wanted to talk to you guys about quickly. I was really excited and wanted to share them with you. I'm sure there's going to be lots of sharing, but it's just a huge really great training, guys, and it inspired me, and I actually really feel that there was a bit of a shift in me, and you know, I'm just going to do my best, but I'm not going to throw myself, oh, that was the other thing, I'm not willing to throw myself completely off balance and go bananas with it. I mean, mind you, like, we go region, like numbers, and then no, we're going to finish. I'm going to work my tail off for sure during that month. But at the same time, I'm not going to just completely ignore my husband and my kids. Not going to sacrifice my health and my well-being, because I can't. Like, I just can't. I'm not, you know, some people can maybe throw that off for a while or whatever, but I don't want to do that to myself. But again, you know, we'll just get there when we can and do what we can and take the pressure off yourself. When we slow down, sometimes we need to slow down and slow down our mind in order to speed up. Something was posted again. It's just everything has been leading me to that lately, like around slow the hell down, right? Slow down and just breathe and just do what you can. And one of the things I'm going to do is kind of get a little bit more organized in my business. They talked about CRM, which totally scared me. I'll 100% own it that I haven't been really using it because it freaks me out. They talked about a really good, Natalie had talked about a really good training around not the how-to, because all the how-tos are there, but actually talking about why it could be beneficial for your business and how, you know, just use it for what's beneficial. She puts her 100-person list in there now, and it does remind you of things. So if you go in and you've been dabbling with it, you might have like 100 or more tasks to complete, it might say, which might scare you off. But she said literally just start fresh, delete all of it, go, and just start putting people in that you're meeting and connecting with. So you can connect with people on, if you've met somebody or at a play date, or, you know, somewhere you were out and you met somebody, put their name in. And even if you're not sure what you're going to do with the follow-up yet, it'll remind you in a couple of days. So you're not going to miss those types of things. And then your people are going to be in there. It'll start to remind you. You can put notes in there and say, okay, like, this person's husband is so-and-so, and she's going back to work in 3 months, or, you know, in January. So then when you run into her, whatever, it's like, oh, how is so-and-so? And remember the name of her kids, or it just makes that connection. And you can even write in how many touches you might have had, or if you've even mentioned Arbonne. Such a good way. So guys, I hope that you got something from that. I really just wanted to throw some things out. Won't keep you any longer. Love you guys. We got this. Reach out to me if you want to know more details about any of that, or any information. And CNTC, guys,